From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of New Jersey. Wait, that's not how it goes. It's Tripoli, not New Jersey. Oh, yeah! Oh, right. I'm already screwing this up. Cue the intro. Not the Jersey Shore intro, the real intro. Okay, 2 shameless Jersey Shore references before we even got this thing off the ground. Fun side note, I've never seen an episode of that show. It's been known to lower your IQ, and Lord knows I can't afford that. Go! Okay, so what's the connection? Today we're going to be talking about John Basilone, who hails from New Jersey. Okay, John Basilone was born November 4th, 1916 in Buffalo, upstate New York, and his family shortly thereafter had moved to Raritan, New Jersey. John died February 19th, 1945. He's of Italian-American heritage, and shortly before he completed high school, he dropped out to join the military, where eventually he would fight in the Pacific Theater of Battle during World War II, and attained the rank of gunnery sergeant. In which branch of the military, might you ask?
In the Marines, outstanding. Greatest weapon on earth, the Marine rifle.
Yes, the Marines. That's why in the intro I was reciting the Marine Corps hymn. Okay, anyway. Side note on the Marines themselves. Here are 2 typical Marines. Some distinguishing factors are the high and tight haircuts, chiseled jaw lines, the Neanderthal brow ridge, willingness to throw down at the drop of a hat, and their insatiable hunger for crayons. Just kidding, one of those guys is my jiu-jitsu student, Frank. Shout out to Frank. Frank enjoys choking people in his spare time and not knowing how to classify helicopters other than pointing at them and grunting. Here's an actual picture of Frank with his brother Mike in a helicopter. All jokes aside, these guys are the squad that you want with you when you go to war. The Japanese during World War II actually believed that the Marines were, in their words,
a special force recruited from jails and insane asylums for bloodlust.
Seriously though, these guys are among the most highly trained, highly motivated, and durable military service members the United States has ever produced. John Basilone was certainly one of them. John Basilone's most notable military service in the South Pacific during World War II come in 2 locations. 1, the Solomon Islands, particularly in 1942 on the island of Guadalcanal, where he receives the Medal of Honor, and 2, the assault on Iwo Jima in 1945. Here's a map of the Solomon Islands, which are located to the northeast of Australia, a key ally to the United States in World War II, as well as one of the initial landing sites where the United States would use their island hopping campaign to beat back Japan to their home islands. Okay, now that we got the history lesson out of the way, John Basilone was tasked with holding a defensive position on Henderson Airfield. Japanese forces didn't take kindly to this, so they launched full frontal assaults on John Basilone and his fellow Marines' position. He made Dutch's squad in Predator look like child's play. John Basilone and his Marines were massively outnumbered. However, that did not deter him from grabbing his M1917 Browning machine gun and cutting down numerous assaults by the Japanese who were attempting to overrun their position. This literally went on for 2 days until the machine gun ammunition ran out, and basically from that point on, John Basilone had to use his pistol and a machete to fend off the attackers. When the smoke cleared, Basilone would be only one of 3 Marines who had survived the assault. However, Basilone himself would be credited with 38 enemy soldiers killed. Basilone went harder than 11 closing the gate in season 2 of Stranger Things. Due to his actions at Henderson Field, John Basilone would go on to receive the Medal of Honor, our nation's highest military decoration. Just for some perspective here, the United States would take less than 100 casualties at Henderson Field, whereas the Japanese would take between 2,200 to 3,000 casualties. Stop and think about that for a sec. That's roughly a 25-to-1 kill ratio. So what does the United States military do in their infinite wisdom? They yank John Basilone from the battlefield. They bring him home for the war bond effort so we can raise money. Legend has it that if you say John Basilone 3 times in the mirror, he'll randomly appear with a pizza pie from the Jersey Shore, a war bond, and he'll teach you how to use a machine gun. However, that would not last long since he knew that he was not here to make money. He was here to win a war.
I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing. Ain't nobody got time for that.
It was at this time that John Basilone requested a return service to the regular Marines, which was granted. When asked if he wanted to redeploy in the Pacific, he said, and I quote, I'm staying with my boys, close quote. This shows John Basilone's commitment to duty and calling to a higher purpose. Okay, fast forward to February 1945. John Basilone is participating in the invasion of Iwo Jima, which by the Japanese is considered a dangerously close island to the home islands of Japan themselves. It's also the location where the Marines iconically raised the American flag on Mount Suribachi. It is here where unfortunately John Basilone's life came to an end. While directing a tank and advancing an attack with the Marines, it was here where John Basilone was hit by Japanese mortar fire and succumbed to his wounds. For his bravery and courage in this battle, John Basilone would receive the Navy Cross, and he's the only Marine during World War II to receive both the Medal of Honor and a Navy Cross. John Basilone was survived by his wife, Lena Basilone, who never remarried. To honor the memory of John Basilone, many streets and military training courses were named after him. And perhaps the highest commemoration honor John Basilone received was having a naval destroyer named after him, which was in service from 1945 into 1977. All right, so what's the takeaway? Why should we remember people like John Basilone? Feel free to weigh in the comment sections below. Thanks for watching Historical Side Notes, and I'll catch you between the pages.